Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the James DeWitt Central High School here in DeWitt, New York. My name is Sam Gelfand, bringing you today's Section 3 Class D Winter Volleyball Championship. So exciting to be here even at 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning because, of course, it's championship time. Why wouldn't you be excited to be here? It's the Sandy Creek Comets and the Fabius-Pompey Falcons. We just had the starting lineups and national anthem. We are set to begin in exactly 36 seconds. Oddly specific time, I know, but that's what it says on the scoreboard. And of course, all the spectators are sitting below the camera, but you can certainly hear them. They are making their presence known already as we are about to begin. The Comets a record of 14-4, the Falcons a record of 16-4. And this should be a very closely contested matchup. And the energy in this gym is already palpable, even at such an early point in the morning. So Sandy Creek will serve first. And it's Maya halfway to do it. Off the hands of Eliza Way, and Way with a desperation over. Put up by Lillian Kolbach. A dig for Sierra Khalid. And already these teams are off to the races. Head coach of Fabius-Pompey, Amy Wagner, telling the team, slow down, set the pace yourself. That may not have worked in their favor, not quite yet. Sent over by Khalid. Dug by Marissa Brennan of Sandy Creek. And the Comets are first on the board. That first point, especially in a championship match, is so crucial. It's really a tone setter for the rest of your day. And it certainly set the tone for the second point. Sandy Creek brought quite a large delegation to this contest. That goes off the hands of Maddie Half. And 3 points unanswered for the Comets. Sent over by Maddie Half. Dug by Brennan. Set up and into the net by Elizabeth Glazier. And this could be what the Falcons need to start reversing their fortunes. Serve coming for Eliza Way, who has 43 aces on the season. Thinks she can add another one to that total. Way serves. Lamica, halfway, sent over by Kolbach. Half, another dig for Glazier. Diving stop for Way. Setting up at the net, off the hands of Claire Drivelbus. And we're all tied up at 3. Way will serve again. And the net play pays dividends for the Comets. That is one thing you cannot take away from Sandy Creek. They are second in all of Section 3, regardless of class, when it comes to blocks. They came into this contest with 122 of them. Only a handful of teams have over 100 in this season. And And a rocket fired by the Comets for point number 5. The Comets are the number 2 seed in this sectional tournament. The Falcons are number 1, but with the way the Comets are playing right now, would not be surprised if there's an upset. But they're going to have to form up on things like that, as Marissa Brennan went for the diving stomp and was not successful. Serve by Ashley Freeburn. And a nice soft touch from Claire Dreibelbiss, who has been instrumental in the Comets season. Sasha Lilikowski couldn't put it up at the net. Now Claire Dreibelbiss will serve for Sandy Creek. She has 21 aces on the season. Don't know if that was off the hands of Jenny Heerkens or over. Either way, Dreibelbiss with a great serve. So she does so again. Osborne setting up half. And it seems like so far, even though it's early in the first set, the Falcons have struggled slightly to string together any sort of momentum, though they're able to find good moments. But what a better stop from Claire Dreibelbiss. A fault there for the Falcons, and Sandy Creek will get the ball back once again. And the customary chant of "you can't do that" from the Comets faithful. Impeccable. Hit it where they ain't. And how about an ace? Michaela Glazier. And if you've never been to James Old DeWitt before, there's a good chance you haven't, because, there's the Class D Sectional Championship. One of the most unique aspects of this gym is that it gets louder than any other gym that I've ever been in. As that ball went off the face of Eliza Way. And the point goes the Comets' way. You see, most gyms, as a timeout is called by Fabius-Pompey. And here you see the Sandy Creek Comet, yes, the Sandy Creek Comet here, entertaining the fans. It's a long way to go, but you have to give them credit. They did commit to it. Our cameraman, Nick DeCaney, shaking his head. But you see, what makes the JD gym so unique is that most gyms up in the rafters or on the walls will have some sort of soundproofing, some sort of material, because sound bounces off hard surfaces. It absorbs that sound and keeps it from getting too loud. JD does not have that, which means that when you have any decent number of fans in this gym, it gets extremely loud because that sound just reflects off of all of these surfaces. And so there's probably a few hundred people in this gym right now. The entire one half of this gym, underneath the camera, of course, all of these bleachers are packed. So all of that sound is just going everywhere, and it is a raucous environment. And now Glazier serves. Glazier sets up Lamica. Diving stop. And a bit of confusion from Fabius-Pompey. You gotta call for it. And head coach Amy Wagner not happy about it. Sent over by Sierra Khalid. Off the hands of Jenny Hurkins. Credit Maya Hathaway with the kill. And Sandy Creek is looking good in this first set. The gentle touch, though, from Sierra Khalid. Puts one up for Fabius-Pompey. Khalid has 107 kills on this season. She is second on the team, only to Sasha Lilikowski. A beautiful block at the net there from Khalid. Osborne sets up, and it looks like they touched the net. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we have a comment section here on JDTV, and if we'd like to hear what you have to think about today's game, and if we like what you say, we might even read it out on the air, so feel free to chime in with your thoughts on today's Section 3 Class D Volleyball Championship matchup. Serve coming. That was Maddie Half with the serve, and that dig. Set up for Freeburn, and she did not quite get a proper handle on that. Awkward contact, doesn't go far enough. Now Marissa Brennan will serve for Sandy Creek. A little too much on it, but Myra Unger put up her hands. Maybe she shouldn't have. Don't think she recognized the power on that serve. But then again, you see things up here with this perspective that you don't down on the court. Sent over by Way. And the overhead shot by Halfway, kept alive by Pompey. Half with the over. Lamica. And Halfway. Osborne to Half into the net. And the Sandy Creek Comets are really humming to start out this first set. 17-7. Sent up by Half, Khalid, and Way. Too much power, and it's 18-7. Now Marissa Brennan will serve for the Comets. Just over the line. That was very close, but it landed about here. And yes, we do have a telestrator here. Isn't it wonderful? Way. Osborne sends it over. Glazier. Block at the net by Sasha Lilikowski. For a team that is certainly not as proficient at blocking as Sandy Creek, that was a highlight reel block. Glazier, and a nice little touch by Elizabeth Glazier as well. Both sisters on the court right now. And a dig coming off of that heater from Ashley Freeburn. Khalid, Osborne, and sent over. Rallied into the net. Hannah Osborne really didn't have anything she could do with that. But being able to keep it alive for so long does spell good things for the Falcons, as that's the longest rally they've really had today. And sometimes, even if you don't get the point, as that goes Fabius-Pompey's way. But sometimes, even if you don't get the point, just being able to show that you can maintain a rally for that long is a confidence booster. It says, hey, we can still hang even if we're down, and even if they may not take this set, it means they can come roaring back in set number 2. And that hit the official. That will not ingratiate you. A little bit of trickery from the Comets, only going for 2 touches instead of 3. And the Falcons were caught unaware. Same there. There's that Sandy Creek net play coming into play. But a better block from Sasha Lilikowski. The senior middle blocker. Lilikowski with another block, but this time Sandy Creek was aware of it. Awkward contact for Ashley Freeburn, puts number 22 on the board for the Comets. Fans of Maddie Lamica in the comments, it seems. Lamica certainly had a season to be a fan of. 54 aces, 66 kills, and 98 digs coming into this one. Dug by Elena Blount. Sent over by Maddie Half. Glazier. Set up by Khalid. Way. And the Falcons cannot keep that one alive. 23 points for the Comets. So Blount will serve again. And how about an ace? We haven't even seen Blount in this game. She's only seen 25 sets this season out of the 70 that Sandy Creek has played, and she seems to be an ace up their sleeve. So Fabius-Pompey will hold on for one more moment. Serve for Myra Unger. Lilikowski once again a force of the net, pushed over. Way sets up Half off the net, sent over by Heerkens. Halfway, and that is just over the line. Another serve for Unger as the sun comes out from behind the clouds here in DeWitt. And the Falcons might be stringing something together here. Of course, your timeouts reset each set, so if Sandy Creek wants to take one and rethink things over before they get that final point, might not be the worst idea in the world, but they won't have to. Set number 1 goes the way of the Sandy Creek Comets. And that is certainly a major advantage for Sandy Creek, especially in a sectional contest. Now we're going to have a break of a couple of minutes before we get to set number 2, so we're going to step away for a moment. Sam Gelfand here for JDTV. Thank you so very much for joining us live for the Section 3 Class D Volleyball Championship.
Fabius-Pompey came out, you could tell they were rattled. Just nervous, like a bunch of missed errors, a couple missed serves. I don't think I missed serves, but
no, they weren't playing with a full head.
You could tell, yeah. And it's tough, especially when you're in a big game this big. Whoever can come out with the more composure in those first couple of points, it really makes a big difference, and that's what Sandy Creek did.
Yeah, I'm going to take credit for that and say all of that.
Perfect. Go for it. I wonder.
Don't get me wrong, I would have taken credit for that.
Ours?
Yeah. This is doing a number. We're going to get so many from the whole day. Which is so upsetting that we only have 2 people here, because this is the day that we want 4 people, not yesterday. Everyone's asking me for footage of the anthem from last night.
You should have had us record it.
I know. You know, I was thinking about it, but there was so much going on before the game that I forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
We're almost going to have to do it again so we can film it.
I guess so.
I said to my guitarist last night, I'm like, you know, since there was like 300 or 400 people in the gym probably last night, I've now performed live in front of like probably more than 90% of the bands that have ever existed.
There you go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the start of set number 2 here at James Littlewood High School, just outside of Syracuse. Sandy Creek took the first set, 25-15. Let's just write that down in case you're just joining us, because we can do that here. Isn't that exciting? But now Fabius-Pompey will start us off with the second set. It's Sierra Khalid to serve. And that could be a good omen. After all, Sandy Creek took the first point of set number 1. They won the set. And momentum means everything in a sectional championship match. In fact, we definitely did see Fabius-Pompey come out of the gate, well, not quite like a comet, more like a tortoise. And way for Sandy Creek to keep that one alive. Block of the net, but it went off of hands, pushed up by halfway. And he can make contact with the net. But in that first set, Fabius-Pompey just looked rattled. It looked like their head wasn't all there. And it's natural to get intimidated at the start of a championship contest, especially if many of these players haven't been in one before. In fact, Fabius-Pompey last season went 4-8, and here they are 16-4, so this is unfamiliar territory for most of this team. Right on the line, and Sandy Creek gets one up. And that was absolutely perfect placement. And now we're all tied up at 2. Bad contact off the hands of Way. And the Falcons are still making these little mistakes. They keep trying to dig off of their upper arms. Blocked to the net, and nope. Good effort from Tribal Bus, but it wasn't enough. And you know, another interesting thing about Sandy Creek is that they have played 70 sets, well 71 now, but before this game 70 sets. But none of their players had played more than 58 of them. They have a very deep bench to Sandy Creek. And they like to rotate their players around. Though there's only 2 players for Fabius-Pompey who have played in all 73 of their sets, that being Hannah Osborne and Eliza Way. Lilakowski sets up Way. And Maddie Half couldn't quite get to it. And this is already a much more competitive set than the first one was. Serving is Glazier. Sent up and over and too far out. And it looks like the Falcons aren't quite communicating in the way that they should be out there. Well, that's kept alive by Khalid. Sent up, pushed over by Way. And yeah, you see there's, with each one of these balls, that one goes off the hands and out of bounds. With each one of these balls coming over the net, there are 2 Falcons going for it each time. You just can't do that. You need to communicate with your teammates and make sure you're on the same page about who's going to be going for what ball where. Otherwise, that redundancy is not going to serve you well. And speaking of, just wanted to take this moment to thank each and every one of you watching along live here on JDTV from wherever you may be, Fabius-Pompey, Sandy Creek, or elsewhere. And once again, don't forget about that comment section. We are reading everything that's going into it. And if you like what you say, we might even read it out on the air. Way too much power on that serve. She was going for the back line. That's not a volleyball line. Now the serve for Myra Unger. Setting up Kolbach. Good dig. And Unger pushes it over. Kolbach sets up Brennan. It looks like she was shooting a free throw. Sent over by Glazier. Khalid. Diving stop for Elizabeth Glazier. Khalid, soft touch. off the hands of Brennan. And you know, this matchup today is indeed a rare treat. Collard with the block at the net, not just because of the quality of play, not because this is the Section 3 Class D championship, as there's a timeout taken by Sandy Creek, but because the last time these two teams played each other was February 9th, 2013. It has been 9 years since these two teams have seen each other, and in that contest, Sandy Creek won 3-0. Let's take a quick look at how these two teams are doing this season. You can see that the Comets have the advantage with the Aces, 280 to 256, also leading in kills, and they're about even when it comes to assists. However, no one is beating the Comets at blocks with 122, although they have been outblocked by Fabius-Pompey in multiple instances today. But this might be a key number as well, 988 digs compared to 631 for the Comets. But one thing cannot be denied, and that's that so far today we have seen some incredibly high-quality volleyball. If you're simply a fan of the sport, then this is a game for you. And more blocks at the net for Fabius-Pompey, beating Sandy Creek at their own game. And it does seem that many of the Comets' points tonight, or today, that's the first one, Nick. We made a bet before the game on how many times I would say tonight instead of today. Most of our games are at 7 o'clock. But it seems that so far today, in the second set, most of Sandy Creek's points have come off of mistakes by Fabius-Pompey as demonstrated there. So even though Fabius-Pompey is starting to get into their own groove, they're still doing these little things that they need to cut down on if they want to win this one. Like that, coming off of the arms of Myra Unger. And we're all tied up at 10. Served by Michaela Glazier, too far out. Way to keep that alive. Collard with yet another block at the net there. Collard and Lilakowski have really been valuable assets, so there's a two-touch. Now Maddie Lamica will serve. She has at least one fan in the comments. Probably not a fan of that, though, into the net. Too much power on it from Maya Hathaway. And Pompey takes a 2-point lead. It is amazing to think that these two teams, despite being in the same class, haven't seen each other in 9 years. But that's one of the interesting things about Section 3. It is, I believe, the largest section in New York State. Later on today, because we're hosting all these volleyball championships today, later on we'll see teams that have had to drive 2.5 hours to get here. That's right, 2.5 hours and still in the same section. Of course, Fabius-Pompey came about 30 minutes to get here. Sandy Creek closer to 50 minutes. But even so, that's in completely opposite directions geographically. How many teams want to drive an hour and a half to play each other? Barely over the line. And I'll tell you what else is interesting about the strategy of these two teams. Neither one of these teams, as that one goes into the net, uses a libero. Okay, it seems that Fabius-Pompey has one, but they're not listed on the roster. So that's Peyton Taylor, but at least they haven't featured her much in the strategy so far today. So I'm still technically correct, which is the best kind of correct, because you have the greatest chance of being technically correct. Over the line goes to Sandy Creek, and now both of these teams are making mistakes on these serves. And there's no bigger killer of sets than faulty serves. And over by Sasha Lilikowski. And Collard couldn't get to it in time. Now, if you are a fan of the sport of volleyball and not just a fan of Fabius-Pompey or Sandy Creek, don't forget we are bringing you all 4 Section 3 volleyball championships today. Class C, B, and A, respectively, coming up at 12, 2, and 4. Blocks at the net, nothing doing for Fabius-Pompey. And in fact, in the Class C and B games, Nick DeCaney and I will be switching positions, and Nick, I have to say, knows a lot more about volleyball than I do, as there's another point for Sandy Creek. Nick, a member of the James Earl DeWitt boys volleyball team, which should have won the Section 3 championship. They came that close. Certainly one of the best teams in the state. So if you want to hear someone who actually knows what he's talking about, you're going to want to stick around for the next 2 games. And the Falcons are fired up, and rightfully so. All the credit in the world to Maya Hathaway for keeping that one alive. And that could be the pendulum of momentum swinging in Sandy Creek's direction after a point like that. Sub coming in so Elena Blount can serve. Claire Drabelbis comes off to applause from the Sandy Creek faithful, who once again are underneath the camera. And that one goes into the hands of the Falcons faithful. I don't believe either team has taken a 4-point lead in this set, so this could be the first one we see. Also of note, Peyton Taylor, the libero, coming in for Fabius-Pompey for the first time today. We did not see her in the first set. Also, Peyton Taylor, yet another good argument for why more teams need black alternate jerseys. It is a sharp look. We've been trying to get John Goodson, JD's athletic director, to think about that for years now. And the Comets are going to be thinking about that block from Sierra College for a good long while. Serve from Unger. Sent over by Brennan. Up at the net, and Hannah Osborne holding her head. She knew that she shouldn't have done that. Every point matters when it's 20-18. So now Michaela Glazier will serve, the freshman. And you can see why she made the roster. Coming into this one, 60 kills on the season. Taylor with a dig. Osborne off a couple of hands of Sandy Creek, kept alive. Maya halfway, coming out of nowhere. Set up for halfway once more. Osborne. And a block at the net, but too much from Marissa Brennan. And Sandy Creek has powerful blockers, but of course the name of the game in volleyball is controlled power. You gotta be feathering the throttle. You gotta know when to let up and when to put your foot down, pedal to the metal. Am I using this metaphor because I drove to this game today in my Mustang? Yes, I am. Off the hands of Eliza Way. And Sandy Creek is still closer to taking this set. And you can see it on the faces of the Falcons. They look nervous out there. They came back empowered at the beginning of the set. Well, that'll help their case. They looked a lot more confident at the beginning of this set than they do right now. Of course, they are trailing now. But it is that confidence which is key. And you know what else is key? A little bit of finesse, as demonstrated by Maya Hathaway. Great placement. Now Marissa Brennan, the junior, will serve. That's in there. Hit right here. Volleyball is such a delicate game. You're aiming for those corners, and it is a real hit or miss prospect, as demonstrated. Now Sandy Creek only one away from going up 2-0. Sandy Creek has won 46 sets this season and lost 24. The Falcons won 51 and lost 22. And make it another, as the Sandy Creek Comets go up 2-0. And now the Falcons face the most difficult prospect in volleyball. If they want to win the Section 3 Class D championship, they must win 3 sets in a row. There's only one way to find out if they'll be able to do it, and that's to stick with us here on JDTV. Sam Gelfand here bringing you this championship contest. We'll be back in 3 minutes with the start of set number 3.
Fabius-Pompey. They were down by 1. They gave Sandy Creek the set point. And that was it. They could have tied it. It's a good game, though.
Yeah, how am I doing considering it's way too early in the morning? We have a positive comment section. It's great.
This is great.
I'm going to compliment them when we get back on the air.
Okay.
Keeping it civil, but how am I doing considering it's way too early and I haven't done volleyball in a while?
Pretty good.
I'm like,
The one thing I would say is pay attention to then for them, number 5 as well. She's a stud. She can hit it. She's pretty much hitting it wherever she wants to.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at the stat line for her.
Yeah, so a lot of the time, obviously, if you can hit it hard, that's great. But if you can know where to hit it and hit it accurately every single time, that's even more valuable. That's the only thing I would say, is those two are killing it.
Welcome back, everybody, to the start of set number 3. The Fabius-Pompey Falcons in dire straits. As it's sent over by Maddie Half. The Falcons down 2-0. Sierra Khalid once again just has really been a difference maker for this squad, as Sasha Lilikowski has also been very proficient at the net, but clearly not enough for that point. Khalid and Lilikowski have been the difference makers for the Falcons today, but they can't do it all on their own. Way with the dig, sent over to Freeburn. And out. Serving is Maya Hathaway, who has been an absolute star for the Comets. A shooting star, perhaps. Hathaway coming into this one, 64 aces, 139 kills, 228 assists, 12 blocks, 144 digs. She can literally do it all except put it within the lines on that serve. But she is an absolute star for the Comets. And her set wasn't quite on the mark. Claire Drabelbiss hit the net. And by the way, I just wanted to give a quick compliment to those of you in the comment section right now, because a couple of games ago we actually had an issue where some people were getting a little rowdy in the comments and we had to start banning people. That wasn't fun. So just to see a nice, active but civil comment section, oh, it's a thing of beauty. And now we're all tied up at 3. Set number 2 was certainly closer than set number 1, and set number 3 might even be more razor thin. But not if Claire Drabelbiss has anything to say about it. The net game for the Comets has been near flawless today. They haven't been playing up there all game, but when they have, it has been to their advantage. But that also speaks to the strategy of the Falcons, who know that if they want to win this one, they cannot let the Comets keep it close. They have to get them farther away from the net, and so far they have in this game. Set up for Lilikowski, sent right back. Dig by halfway. Travelbis. And Way can't get there in time. Lilikowski. Kolbach. And Travelbis blocked at the net by Lilikowski. Coming into this game, Sasha Lilikowski at 31 blocks, and it feels like she's already equated that total in this one game alone. Madeline Wallace sends it over. And Sandy Creek pulling away ever so slightly. Don't forget that after this contest, we'll be back with the Class C championship between Tully and Mount Markham, and that might be the best one of the day. You are not going to want to miss that because these are two teams who have not lost in 2 years. Neither team has lost in 2 years, and one of them will have to lose today. Save for an act of nature or something. As once again, the Sandy Creek net play is just incredible. Unless a comet the size of Sandy Creek descends on Jamesville DeWitt, we're going to be seeing either Tully or Mount Markham lose for the first time in 2 years in just an hour or two. And that actually hit the Fabius-Pompey Falcon there on the sidelines, which is a bit of a metaphor for how this game has been going. Also, just of note, my high school actually had the exact same mascot as Fabius-Pompey, except ours was an eagle and not red. But literally the exact same mascot costume. See if we can get him there. There he is. And he looks a little downtrodden, rightfully so. It's 10-4 here in the third set. To be honest, if Sandy Creek was playing the way they are, I'd be upset too. Lilikowski sends it over. Diving dig. At the net, credit to Marissa Brennan, who came into this one with 23 blocks, and a timeout called by Fabius-Pompey. Let's learn a little bit about Sandy Creek, shall we? They're from the Division C in the Frontier League. The city has 3,939 people in it. And the most interesting thing about Sandy Creek, I was fascinated looking this up last night. In 1835, the people of Sandy Creek created the world's largest cheese wheel as a present to then-President Andrew Jackson. Supposedly took over a week to milk all the cows. And cost the equivalent, I believe, today of $8,000 to make. I cannot imagine spending $8,000 on a wheel of cheese, mostly because I have no use for an entire wheel of cheese, but honestly, it's kind of hard not to root for Sandy Creek when you think about the cheese wheel. That one fact makes me want to support them. Maddie Half sends it over, dig by Blount. And Maddie Half with a very nice block. In the previous two sets, we saw most of the points coming down to serving. In this set, it's all coming down to blocking. And both teams are very good at it. As Fabius-Pompey will put up another. Sandy Creek may be second in Section 3 in blocks, regardless of level, but Fabius-Pompey is 7th. That's nothing to sneeze at, nothing to take away from them. little underpowered, and maybe the Falcons are stringing something together here. By the way, if you have an opinion on the Sandy Creek cheese wheel, please let us know in the comments. Is that like something that everyone in the town knows about? I really hope it is. That would be a matter of civic pride for me. The only thing my hometown has pride in is the fact that our most notable resident was Anthony Rizzo. And Fabius-Pompey with several points in a row here. And Myra Unger, who has been serving, gets a high five from the Falcon. He's not a legal man. That was not a substitution. And the Falcon with the kiss of death. The Falcon pleading his case to Section 3 head John Rathbun there. That's right, Mr. Rathbun, who is in charge of all of Section 3, is in the building today. And Michaela Glazier serves it right into the net. Now serving is Hannah Osborne. And the pace is starting to pick up here in the JD Gym. And now Sandy Creek must call a timeout. So we just learned a little bit about Sandy Creek. How about we learn a little bit about Fabius-Pompey? They're in the Onondaga High School League Division II. Both towns, Fabius and Pompey, were actually named after Roman generals. You see, the towns were originally created as places for soldiers to settle after the Revolutionary War. They got land in exchange for their service. And in 1820, in the town of Pompey, they found what was called the Pompey Stone, which was believed to be the gravestone of a 1500 Spanish explorer who would have been one of the first people to explore, or one of the first Europeans to explore America. Actually, for 70 years it was believed to be true. They found out in 1890 that it was a hoax. So between the world's largest wheel of cheese and a fake gravestone, there's a lot going on in upstate New York. Off the hands of Eliza Way. Had she not gone for it, that might have actually been out. Matt Keeler is asking where Nick DeCaney is. He's on camera right now, but he will be on commentary for the next two games, the Class C and B sectional championships. That one goes Fabius-Pompey's way. And in case you missed my plug just a few minutes ago, the Class C sectional championship is going to be so incredible, as Tully and Mount Markham have not lost in 2 years. Not to say that this game hasn't been heating up itself. What a way to start your day here on this Saturday morning. It's almost enough to make you forget that I had to come here at 9 a.m. Over by Madeline Wallace, too much on it. And with that in mind, by the way, you got to give credit to Maya Hathaway, number 5 for Sandy Creek, because she is so controlled with the power she has, and she has really been a superstar. And there's a lack of control demonstrated. 16-12, Sandy Creek is hoping to finish this one out soon, because imagine taking the Section 3 Class D championship as the number 2 seed as well, so they are the underdog. 3-0. They're going to need to serve better than that. Marissa Brennan, sometimes you misfire. It just happens. It will not be Sierra Collett to serve. Instead, coming in is Sydney Becken, who we haven't seen much from. In fact, she's only seen 10 sets this season. It's on the line. Let's see if we can take another look. That was very close. Good serve, but Hathaway keeps it alive. Once again, that control is just impeccable. Glazer sets up, over by Travelbus. (17-14). And credit to Coach Amy Wagner of Fabius-Pompey, because if the writing's on the wall, she doesn't seem like she's seeing it. And one of the marks of a good coach is to have the confidence to inspire your players no matter what. But it is hard to stay confident when you are facing blocks from Claire Travelbus like that. (18-15), it's staying close. There's almost 100 of you watching right now, and we thank each and every one of you for joining us here live on JDTV. Off the foot of Eliza Way. 20-15. After this contest, we will be bringing you the medal and banner presentation ceremony. So stick around for that. Both teams will be honored, regardless of the results. Credit the kill to Claire Travelbus. And a timeout called by Fabius-Pompey. After all, the writing could be on the wall. The Sandy Creek Comets had a 14-4 record this season. They had a bye in the first round of the playoffs. They beat Stockbridge Valley 3-2 in quarters, and then they beat DeRuyter 3-0 in the semifinals. And they've come so far. Meanwhile, Fabius-Pompey went 16-4, also had a bye in the first round, beat Cincinnatus 3-0. And then in the semis, took on Morrisville-Eaton. As the Falcon once again doing his best to hype up the Fabius-Pompey crowd, who are technically the home team in this contest. But the Comets fans respond in kind and possibly louder, and who can blame them, considering their season may come to a close in the way they hope. Travelbus blocked at the net by Sasha Lilikowski. Now here comes Madeline Wallace, and there she goes. 22-16. It is such a privilege to be bringing you the sectional championships here on JDTV. In case you're wondering, I also do bar mitzvahs. Elena Blount now with the serve, clips the net, and the Falcons weren't ready for it. They thought that one was going straight into the net. And now the Comets are 2 points away from history. The kill goes to Maddie Lamica. And the Sandy Creek Comets just need one more. Here it comes. That won't be it. Myra Unger to serve, and the pressure on her shoulders right now must be immense. A total communication breakdown for the Comets. Setting up for no one in particular. The Sandy Creek Comets are your 2022 Section 3 Class D Winter Volleyball Champions. And there was the fateful serve that did it. We'll be bringing you the medal ceremony here in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for joining us here on JDTV.
For the honor presentation ceremony, first of all, congratulations to the Fabius-Pompey Falcons for a fantastic season. And now, when you hear your name called, please step forward to receive your sectional championship medal and t-shirt, because it's time to congratulate your Section 3 Class D Winter Volleyball Presenting the medals and t-shirts today is Section 3 Executive Director John Rathman and Volleyball Chairman Rick Jensen. Number 4, Marissa Brennan. Number 5, Maya Halfway. Number 6, Dorothy Searle. Number 7, Claire Travelvis. Number 8, Olivia Lawyer. Number 10,